we have 72 fractions, each less than 1, and we're trying to show that that product is less than 1/12. Now, this one's slightly misleading to me because if you just take a look at the product of the first three, 1 times 3 times 5 is the 15 you see right here. 2 times 4 times 6 is the 48 you see. So notice this is a number pretty close to 1/3. It's a little bit less than 1/3, right? But that's just 3 fractions. There's 69 more fractions, each less than 1. And collectively, they multiply everything down to where the entire product would be less than 1/12. That's what we're trying to show. All right, so let's give our expression a name. We'll call it A. And the big idea here, which is kind of counterintuitive, but it makes sense once you see it, construct a B to be larger than A. And you can see that's easily done just by incrementing. 1 becomes 2 here, 3 becomes 4, 5 becomes 6, 143 becomes 144, and something similar in the denominator happens. Okay? Now, we can make this observation that A is less than B because, and this is pretty easy to see, just if you look at the first, 1/2 is the first fraction in A, and it's less than the first fraction in B, which is 2/3. Okay? Pretty easy to see that why this construction works. And then 3/4, which is the second fraction in A, is less than the second fraction in B, which is 4/5. All right, and then we'll skip some here. And notice the very last one, we have 143. Now this, I guess, technically requires some, but it's easy to see these. But 143 over 144 is less than 144 over 145. Okay. So again, this isn't hard to believe. Each individual fraction is less than, so the entire product has to be less than. Okay. Over 145, sorry. Okay, now, also it's pretty clear we constructed this for a reason. A is less than B, we just established that right here. But notice if you juxtapose A and B, all these, like for example, this 2 cancels with this 2 here. This 3 cancels with the 3 down here in B. This 4 in A cancels with the 4 in B, and so on. 6 cancels with 6, and all the way out you can see how 143 and 143 cancel. So everything cancels, and you're just left with the product. A times B is equal to 145. Okay, so let's see how we can use that. If you multiply this known inequality by A, you get A squared is strictly less than AB. All right, but AB is equal to 145. 1 over 145, which is certainly a smaller number than 144, right? By a little bit. 1 over 145 is less than 1 over 144. So what we have here is A squared is less than 144. So if you take the square roots of both sides, you get A is less than 1/12. Twelve times 12 being 144. We're done because that is what we're trying to show. So let's see, is that what we're trying to prove? Yep. We're trying to show that this product is less than 1/12. And we did that. I would call this probably the hardest step, even though after you see it, you can see why it's done. And you do it that way because you anticipate the mass cancellation that's going to occur when you multiply A times B. All right. So anyway, that seems to do it, folks. By the way, there's an induction proof for this if you want to do this kind of more in general. I don't know which way's better. Induction's always a little weird to me. I understand it, I guess, why it works, but this is a very direct way of showing it if you can, create this intermediate fraction that is obviously greater than the given fraction. All right, folks, that does it. Thanks for viewing.